ESE mini futures 2000 tick chart, and we're using price action rules and market geometry to determine where to enter for high probability setups. So starting with the overnight session, you can see we had this strong spike down, little push up, and then a sideways consolidation. And then after the market opened, you can see we started to create this downtrend. We have multiple tests, 1, 2, 3 of the top of the trend line right here, and then 1 at the bottom. But that's common when you see a strong spike in the overnight session. There's a lot more volume for some reason in overnight session, and it tends to have a lot bigger bars. But that 1 confirmation is fine, even though we have a lot of empty room considering how many confirmations we have here. Now, after we're down here, you can start to see we're failing to push lower. That's when you start to kind of realize we might be about to break out of the channel, and we did right here. Now, after we break out of this big channel, we need new low. So we have a first entry short, pullback, second entry short right here. But I think this is a little bit too early. You don't have this trend line drawn or this resistance drawn yet. So taking a short, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. We are a little bit far from EMA, so you can consider something like that. I skipped it. It's a doji bar. Too early. You can see how strong this bull spike was to the upside. So I think you got to skip that one. Then, resetting our count from here, we have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. And you can see it's a multiple test, second entry short. You'll have this trading range drawn now. So it's kind of like a second entry short, failed breakout. Pretty decent pattern. I kind of like that trade. I wasn't here at the time, but I would have risked it, I think. And then we even got a lower high confirming it. I don't even know if that lower high would have worked. Let's see. All right, you would have gotten stopped out on this lower high, unfortunately, but second entry short's pretty good. It would have worked out for you. Now, after we created new high for this little uptrend right here, I was looking for a lower high below EMA because we know that this wider downtrend needs new low like it did right here. Let's go ahead and draw that in, actually. So I was looking for a lower high, it didn't form, and then once we push to about here, we're too far away from the EMA to consider lower high, so we need to start looking for a second entry short, but unfortunately nothing formed. Now that we have new low created for the downtrend, we can expect correction or reversal. So I'm going to go ahead and sit on my hands, and we'll see what the market wants to do. After we created new low, we spiked above EMA pretty strong. So I'm looking for some kind of uptrend like this. And if it continues working higher, I'm going to treat it as new low leading to a reversal, and I can start looking for a second entry long at the EMA. Unfortunately, the bar confirming the second entry long is pretty weak, so I have to wait. Can't take that. Okay, the uptrend played out. So after new extreme, we expect correction or reversal. So we're back into area of development, sitting on our hands, waiting for the market to do what it wants to do. All right, looking at this price action, it looks like we might have some kind of wider trading range, something like this. You can see we have push up, push down, push up, and then we're starting another push down. We had a failed breakout here. We already knew that there was a smaller trading range here, but we have to account for this swing down here. So I'm going to be watching this trading range and using trading range rules. Buy low, sell high. Let's see what happens. The range rules are buy low, sell high. You can see we had this breakout of this trading range. Most breakouts of trading ranges fail, so I'm hoping for some kind of failed second entry short below EMA to pull back down to this support right here. All right, I deleted the wider uptrend because we pushed so far down. Looks like the failed breakout ended up working like we expected it to. I was looking for some kind of failed second entry long here at EMA to consider the pullback down to this support here. But it didn't end up forming. We are so far down now that I need a second entry short to consider anything. But if we push back below here, I might consider a long off the bottom. Let's see what happens here. We got a nice failed second entry short reversal pattern right here. I skipped for two reasons. One, we closed below EMA, and the bull bar actually ended up closing barely below EMA there, and it's also an inside bar. I'd like to see a trigger below, and then a reversal higher, close above EMA for me to consider a trade like that. But if you took that trade, it's a little bit more risky, but I can see how you can make a case for it. Now that we're pushing back to the top, I'm hoping to get some kind of like a short and then a lower high confirming it at the top of this range. You can see though, every time we break out of this trading range, it fails. That's the majority of the time. That's a price action rule that we follow. So if you can find some kind of setup, like this one's decent, but it's like a third entry long. You can consider that one. I didn't take that one. I just didn't like. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, you look at the day, it's very bearish. We traded down into this range, so we have a higher chance of it succeeding to push below. Like if a breakout's gonna succeed, it's most likely gonna be to the downside. So just picking a bottom like that, I don't really like to do. But you can see most of the time after we break out, it fails. All right, guys, coming back as I entered this trade. So you can see it's a multiple test, second entry long. This uptrend still needs new high. We are quite consolidated here, but I like this trade well enough. You can see it formed a support, and it's just bounced off of this level multiple times. And there's another level up here, but we have plenty of room to scalp out. I have my first take profit at that level, so I'm going to hold this trade and we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, we got the scalp. It automatically moves my stop loss to break even. So the initial scalp is 8 ticks. This one up here is 16. And then this one is just a runner that I can move freely after we scalp out. So I'm just going to hold this trade and we'll see where it goes. All right, there's a chance that some sellers step in up here at this level. I'm tempted to move my stop loss up and take these profits off the table. Well, if we can trigger above this bar here, I'm thinking we can get some volume. It'll stop out all the shorts. All right, we just need one more tick. We just triggered above that bar I was talking about. We just need one more tick higher. I'm going to move my stop to 8. I'm going to lock in those profits. Hopefully we can trigger through the 16. Often when you see a strong bull bar like this closing at its high, there's some traders that'll enter on bars like that. Even though we're super far away from EMA, that shows that there's some confluence there. Hopefully we can get through that 16. Let's see. All right, guys, we scalped through the 16. I'm going to leave my stop loss here at 8. And every time there's a pullback, like you can see here, every time there's a break below a bar, I would put my stop loss below that pullback. So hopefully we can get a nice bull spike here. We are in a little consolidation, but this uptrend needs new high. So I have a lot of confidence that this will work out. Either way, I think it's $800 on this trade so far. So I'm going to hold this trade and we'll see where it goes. All right, guys, our runner got hit at 8 ticks. Not too bad. I like that trade a lot. The only reason I like it so much is because of the multiple test here at the bottom. You can see how many times prices bounced off of this key level. It kind of formed its own key entry point, and it closed above EMA. It's a second entry long, or no, actually it's a higher low. You can see new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure, failure. So it's a higher low confirming the second entry long, multiple test, and we were able to scalp 16 ticks out. I think I scalped 2 at 8 and 2 at 16, and then I got 1 at 8 as well. So I think I'm gonna call it there, guys. I only take one trade per day anyways, and it's getting pretty late. It's about 1:15 now, so overall pretty nice day. I was thinking we were going to have a pretty strong bear day. You can see this nice channel we had, and then after it created new low, we just consolidated sideways. Like I always say, after new low or new extreme, we expect reversal or correction, and it just turned into this nice trading range. It's a very, very healthy trading range. You can see push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up. So it's very, very healthy. Now this trade is a little bit risky because you are in the middle of this trading range, but you can even see the midline for this trading range actually turned into the support that I took this trade off of. So really, really good trade. Really, really good day. Not too many trades today. I mean, there was a couple. There's this one. This one's a little bit more risky because you have this short-term uptrend working higher, but nice bear bar, double test, and you're in a trading range, so you want to see it pull back down. You would have scalped out 8, and then it would have came back for your runner, so it wouldn't have been a crazy runner on that one. This one was a little bit more risky, but you can see we have an uptrend working higher. Nice bull bar. It's an inside bar, and it closed below EMA, so I'll mark that one black. It's a trade you can consider if you're a little bit more advanced. Same with this one. I think this one's a little bit more advanced as well, but all right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys have a good one. Good luck with your trading.